Good morning, dear friends. Myself Sunil Sonigra, and today I am going to discuss about the solution of GTU examination question paper in the subject of mechanical drafting. And the question paper is taken from exam July 2011. Previously we solved the first question 1A, 1B and optional 1A and 1B. In that we seen the solution of the question, and now today we will continue with second question onwards, how to solve the questions and how to write solution in the examination. Before starting the solution, I would like to give you some hints how to plan the question paper. In answer paper, first you should do timing management, because we are given 180 minutes for 70 marks. So on an average 18 minutes should be spared to 7 marks. So, and each question is asked for generally 14 marks. So 36 minutes should be given for each question, and accordingly we have to plan our work. Once we start any question, we should take care about this thing. Second thing is that first read thoroughly all question paper. Don't just start from question number 1. Just read all the questions, think about which solution is easier to you and start from that question only. Third thing is that after reading all questions, you should think about the interlinking of the problem, because sometimes it is asked that in question number 1B or 2C, it may be asked that draw side view. In 2D or 2B, they may ask about front view and top view. So at that time you should do planning of the space availability in your drawing sheet, and if needed you can change your scale. You can reduce the scale if needed, or the dimensions are too small, you can enlarge the scale. Now we start question number 2A, which is asked for 7 marks. Figure shows isometric view of an object. Draw to 1:1 scale the following views in first angle projection method. Here scale is given 1:1. We have to draw front view, that is elevation in direction F. Here F is written. So from this direction front view, top view from this direction, and a left hand side view from this direction. Here we have to draw 3 views asked for 7 marks. So in this type of solution, first we decide the size of the drawing. First front view, what should be the width of front view, that we can decide from here. This width is 200 mm. So width should be this much. Height that we count from here, this is 50 and this is 35 plus this radius. So 70 plus 50, 120 would be the height. Similarly, in top view, height would be this much, this dimension, that is 125 millimeter. In side view also, width would be 125 and height would be 50 plus 30 plus 35 plus 35, 70 plus 50, 120 would be height. And left hand side view is needed to be drawn. So in first angle projection method, left hand side view should be drawn to the right side of its front view. Now let me start its drawing. Here you can say the object is given like this. We can color this object like this. Of course, in examination you are not allowed to use these colors, but for here to understand the concept, I have colored various views. Here F is written. It means front view should be drawn from this direction, and if we look from this direction at an infinite distance, this green colored portion would be visible to us. Like this portion would be visible, this portion would be visible, and this portion would be visible. If we look from front side, this blue colored portion will not be visible. So this plane would be in line with this line. Similarly, this right angle triangle would be visible in front view, and this circular shape would also be visible. This plane, which is curvature by nature, that would not appear in front view. Similarly, this pink colored portion will also not appear. And in front view, this green portion will not appear, but it comes over here. So that could be represented by the dotted lines. Now let me start its drawing. Let me decide to draw front view in front view width is given 80 plus 40 plus 80, so 200 mm is the width given of this figure. So first we draw the rectangle of given dimension. 200 mm is the width. It would appear like this. Total width is 200 mm. We don't know its height. We can compute its height from given diagram. So the 200 mm, this width, this 200 from here to here, that we have represented by this. The height is given, this height which is given over here, that is 50 mm. This dimension is 50 mm. So this height is 50 mm. Hence at a height of 50 mm, draw another horizontal line like this. So this rectangle represents front view of this portion, that is green colored portion, right? Height is 50 mm, width is 200 mm. Now after drawing this, think about this portion. This portion is available at a distance of, this distance is given as 80 mm from this edge. So from this edge at a distance of 80 mm, one vertical line would be there, and again this distance is 40 mm. So again at a distance of 40 mm, another line would be there. So that would appear like this. We can draw that line, one line over here, another line over here. So this distance from here to here, that is given in this diagram as 80 mm. So this distance, of course you can insert the dimension. It's mandatory to insert the dimension in the figure. At least any dimension should be inserted once, or you should take care about that. You insert the dimension in such a way that no clashing should be there. This parameter is 80 mm, this is 40 mm, total is 200, so again this will be 40. So this place we have drawn, this portion, green colored portion. Now think about this space, this object. Here the radius of this arc is given, that is R35, it is written over here. R35 means this radius is 35 mm, so total width would be 35 into 2, 70 mm, and distance from this edge to this edge means here to here, that would be 35. So from this edge at a distance of 35 mm on left side, draw a center line like this. Because this center line represents the axis of this circle, which is at a distance of 35 mm from here. Now the height is given from this to this. This height is given as 35 mm, this is 35. So from this to this at a distance of 35 mm, draw another axis or line which represents the axis like this at a distance of 35 from this edge. Now take this point as a center, this one, and radius is given to us, that is 35 mm. So draw an arc having radius is equal to 35 mm. It would appear like this. This is an arc. So this arc represents this curvature shape. Now this arc ends over here. After that straight line is there. So join these, draw vertical straight lines like this and another straight line like this. So we have drawn this edge, right? This green colored portion, and in this curvature portion a circle is there having diameter, it is written over here diameter 40. 540 is written, means diameter is 40. So draw another circle having diameter 40 mm or radius 20 mm inside this arc, and the center line of the circle and arc both are alike, both are similar. So now we have drawn this portion as well, and dimensions are given to us. This diameter, you can insert this parameter like this. The diameter is given as 40 mm, so you can write like this 540. And here the parameter radius should not be given because it's a circle, so diameter 540 should be written, and this is radius because it's an arc. So you insert dimension like this. It is an arc having radius 20 mm, 35 mm. So you write like this R35. radius of 35 millimeter, here is diameter 40 millimeter. It should be inserted like this, and this height is also given to us, this height. So that dimension can be inserted over here like this. This height is 35 and this height is 50 mm. So we can write like this. And here the method of dimensioning is not suggested to us. So we can use any method of dimensioning. Here I have employed aligned system of dimensioning to insert the dimension. This parameter is 35, this height, and this height is 50 millimeter. So till now we have drawn this portion. Now think about this right angle triangle. If we look from this front direction, this right angle triangle would appear. This green colored portion. It starts from this point. So this point is at a distance of 70 mm. This parameter is given as 70 mm. So this distance is 70 mm. So from this edge at a distance of 70 mm, this right angle triangle will start, and this line is tangent to this arc. So find out this point which is at a distance of 70 mm from here. So from here mark a point at a distance of 70 mm like this. This distance is 70 mm. So at a distance of 70 mm mark a point like this as shown over here, and from that point draw a line which is tangent to this arc like this. It becomes tangent to this arc. So this represents this slant edge. So this is the front view of given figure. Now think about this edge which is inside this portion, this cut portion. It is not visible in front view, but edge is there, so that should be drawn by dotted line, and the dimension is given here. This height is given as 25. This is 25. So from here at a distance of 25 mm on above side draw a line, dotted line like this. This dotted line represents the hidden edge. It should be drawn like this. So this is front view. Name this view, it's a front view. So that is first step of the solution of this question. Now think about its top view. If you look from top side, how would it appear? Like this. If you look from top side, then this blue colored portion would appear, and in top view its width will be similar to width in front view, and its height would be equal to 125 mm. Here 125 is written, 125. So this height would be 125, and here width would be 200 mm. So draw here a rectangle like this below its front view. You can take projection from its front view as well, like this, drawing horizontal vertical lines from its front view, and this is the top view of given object, a rectangle having width is equal to, we can insert the dimension, the width which is equal to width in front view, that is 80 plus 40 plus 80, so that is 200 mm in the front view, and its height, that would be 125 mm as it is given in this object. So this height is 125 millimeter, and as it is an aligned system of dimensioning, the 125 mm should be written like this, 125. It should align with the arrow line. Now if you are looking from top side, these two edges which is below this portion, that would not appear, these edges. So that should be represented by dotted line like this. The distances are known to us. This distance is 25 mm from here to here. This distance is also 25. So 25, 25 on both the sides. Draw dotted lines like this. So this dotted line represents the edge which is below this plane, and it is not visible so it is represented by the dotted line like this. And whenever you draw dotted line, length of each dot should be identical, and space left between two dots should also remain same. Now we think about this portion, this cut. This cut would also visible in top view. There is this green colored portion. Height is given 20 mm, width is known to us, or we can transmit from front view like this. From here you can transfer that point, and height is given, that is 20 mm. So from here at a distance of 20 mm, this should be drawn. So this height would be 20, width is given as 40 mm. So till now we have drawn this. Now think about this portion. Till now we have drawn this blue colored portion. What's about this? This blue colored combination of blue and pink, that will also appear in top view. This blue colored grid. In top view it would appear as a two horizontal lines. This would appear as a rectangle in top view, and this width is known to us, or we can transfer that width from front view. And in top view, if you are looking from top, this height would appear, that is 50 mm. So at a distance of 50 mm over here, mark a point like this, and its width would be equal to the diameter of this arc, means this length. So at a distance of 50 mm from this edge, draw a line. So it would appear like this. This height is 50 mm. So insert the dimension 50 like this, and from here the axis